What is going on, my YouTube family? Welcome back to the Gaming Brigade, and today, my fellow agents, we are going to be talking about some of the best gear in the game, how to pick it up, and why, in my opinion, these are must-haves for every agent's inventory. Now, if you happen to be new here, feel free to hit that subscribe or join button. If you enjoyed this, you could hit that like button as well, and we are having a giveaway for a PlayStation 5. To enter, all you need to do is subscribe here or follow on Twitter, and the winner will be announced December 31st of this year. Now, there happen to be two things I'd like to mention really quick as we start this video off. First of all, most of these items can be found in the general loot pool. If not, I will tell you exactly how to pick them up. And secondly, these items are based on not only some of my favorites, but feedback you have sent the channel as well. You know we are a family here, so if there's something you want to add to that list, please feel free to leave it in the comment section down below. Now we're going to start with our masks and make our way to the backpacks. And as you can see, the first mask is the Catharsis. It has the talent Vicious Cycle. Taking damage builds stacks to a cap of 30. Each stack grants 1% weapon damage. Taking damage at max stacks triggers a purge, which is going to remove all stacks and status effects, and then drop a healing cloud which restores 5% of max armor for 10 seconds to all allies in the cloud. Next, my friends, we have Coyote's Mask, and this has once again become very popular because of the incursion. Many people are using it that never used it before. You can see it has the talent Pack Instincts, where you and all your allies are going to gain a bonus based on the distance of the last enemy you hit, and I know it is very popular to use in a group, but even as a solo player. This does have a major impact on the amount of damage your build can put out. That is why it is a must-have in my opinion. That takes us to the Vile Mask with its talent Toxic Delivery. Status effects also apply a damage over time debuff for 10 seconds. Total damage dealt is equal to 50% of your concussion grenade damage and increased by your status effect attributes. The final two items in this category, my friends, are the Punch Drunk Mask and the Hollow Man, which you can see on screen. Now, the Hollow Man is a PvP exclusive, but you can get it from name caches as well. And when it comes to the Punch Drunk, thankfully it is in the general loot pool. I recommend hitting up Countdown. You should be able to get one pretty quick. That now takes us to the body armor, and the first one we're getting into is the Walker and Harris named body armor, the Chain Killer, which is an absolute monster, especially when you're on point with your headshots. You can see it has the talent Perfect Headhunter. After killing an enemy with a headshot, your next weapon hit within 30 seconds deals an additional 150% of that killing blow's damage. Now, damage is capped to 800% of your weapon damage. This is raised to 1250 if your headshot damage is greater than 150%. That is now going to take us to the named Uzina body armor, the Closer, with its talent Perfect Spotter, which is going to amplify both your weapon and skill damage by 20% to pulsed enemies. And because you can use this body armor with so many different types of builds out there, you definitely want to have multiple versions in your inventory. That is now going to take us to the final two items in this category. First of all, we have the Point Man with its talent Perfect Vanguard. When you deploy a shield, it is going to make it invulnerable for 5 seconds, and not only that, it is going to grant 50% of your armor as bonus armor to all other allies for 20 seconds. And last but not least, we have the Zero F's body armor by Badger Tough. Now, this is something I highlighted for a build yesterday. Absolutely love this thing, as it does have the talent Perfectly Unbreakable. When your armor is depleted, it repairs 100% of your armor, and the cooldown is 55 seconds. We are now going to make our way to the holsters, and there happen to be two I'm going to highlight really quick. First of all, we have the Waveform. Again, you can farm for this anywhere the holster is the targeted loot. It does have the talent Alternating Current, and that is going to generate a stack of 3% skill damage on one of your skills every second, capping at 10 stacks. After 10 seconds at the cap, the stacks are going to transfer to your other skill, and this process is going to repeat non-stop. Very, very effective for skill builds, obviously. That is now going to take us to Pakaro's holster, and once again, this is one of those pieces of gear you want multiple versions of because you have the option of making that core attribute armor or skill tier. And as you can see, that secondary attribute is going to be 15% weapon damage. That stat is going to be locked in, which is why you want to have multiple versions of this thing. Now we're going to make our way to the knee pads, and the first one we're getting into are the Emperor's Guard. Now, these are still a PvP exclusive. You can also get them from name caches, but they are definitely worth the grind because of that 1% armor regen, which now takes us to the Fox's Prayer knee pads, and these, without a doubt, are another one of those pieces of gear that you want to have multiple versions of because of that middle attribute, 8% damage to targets out of cover. That's one of the best ones in the game, and that also holds true for our first pair of gloves. And as you can see, they are the Contractor's Gloves with that middle attribute, 8% damage to armor. Once again, this is one of those pieces of gear you want multiple versions of. And to round out the category, we have the Death Grips. Now, these happen to be a PvP exclusive, but as I said previously about other PvP items, you can get them from name caches as well. And as always, I wish you nothing but the best of luck in regard to your farming. Now, the final category today, are the backpacks. And as most of you know, there are some amazing ones in the game. It was really tough to kind of narrow this category down. We start with the Memento. It has the talent kill confirmed. And if you happen to be a run and gun player, you know how effective that talent is. Next, we have the Ninja Bike. Now, this is great for people out there who want to put together hybrid builds, because with that talent resourceful, it allows you to throw things together that would not be possible without this bag equipped. And it just happens to be, in my opinion at least, and let me know what you think in the comments section, a lot of fun to use to try to mix things up here and there. Now, the next item on the list is the named Hannah U Bag Force Multiplier, and for me at least, this is my favorite backpack to use for a skill build. It has that talent Perfect Combined Arms, where shooting an enemy is going to increase your total skill damage by 30% for 3 seconds. Next on our list, my fellow agents, we have the Matador Backpack. Now, this is also a PvP exclusive, and this has the talent Perfect Adrenaline Rush. Whenever you are within 10 meters of an enemy, you're going to gain 23% bonus armor for 5 seconds. It is going to stack up to 3 times. And once again, my friends, this is another item in the game that you want to try to have multiple versions of, because you can run with it so many different ways, and that is going to take us to some honorable mentions. Now, as I said earlier, this was a very tough list to put together, especially with the backpacks. I want to talk about the gift. You have the setup, you have the courier, you have the anarchist cookbook. So again, my fellow agents, there are so many different ways you can put builds together in this game. This is just some of my favorite gear. I sincerely hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, questions, comments, or feedback, please let me know. Now, you did hear me mention multiple times in this video about buying named caches because you can get PvP exclusives. In my opinion, the best way to do that in the game is to play Countdown, because when you do, you're going to earn Countdown resources, and with those, you can go to the Countdown vendor like you're seeing here and buy a named cache. And I also want to mention that you want to make sure you check all of the vendors on a weekly basis, because you could actually find something for sale that you've been trying to farm for. That is going to do it for this video, my fellow agents. I want to thank you all for your amazing support of this channel. I sincerely appreciate the privilege of your time, and as I mention at the end of every one of these, if you happen to be new here, feel free to hit that subscribe or join button. If you enjoyed this, you could hit that like button as well, but most importantly, take care of yourselves, be kind to each other, and we will talk to you soon. Thanks again, everyone.